and what I really love about Modere is that, it can help people who may not even have a business idea. They may not be like have their own modality or something, but they know they can run a business because they can work hard and they can show up and they want to help people. And this business model, it's just been, I get so emotional about it because it's really been able to help people that I may not have been able to help before. And so my background's in environmental policy. I used to teach environmental policy at Ohio State University, Buckeyes, whoop, whoop. And, I just have a really big heart for clean products as well. I spent a lot of years studying and teaching and learning about chemicals in the body. And, when I found Modere, not only it made sense from a business standpoint and from a health standpoint, but from a clean standpoint, energetically, I really think the company is very clean. And that's, you can feel it viscerally almost as you're just taking the products or getting things or being around the people, you can just feel the clean energy. And so this company has been a blessing, to people that I'm connected to, but really even for me, because I know there's one place I can go, I can get all my clean stuff, I can, help people and stay healthy at the same time.
So share with us how you're growing your business and how did you launch your business and what are you doing every day to get both customers and new social marketers on your team?
So I went to SRC and I had been to SRC before. It was my second time and I had been to some of the Modere meetups as well. And I love the product. I had shared it a little bit, but for whatever reason, my brain didn't kind of click until this last SRC. And I just saw the opportunity. And even when I was in California, I reached out to some people and they were like, thank you. I mean, they're on my team now. They're thank you. I was crying in my bathtub. One girl said she's crying in her bathtub. So really the way that I built my business, built the business, growing the business is just reach outs every day, reach out, reach out, reach out. And this is honestly the way you build any business. We're in the business of helping humans. And so, every day I usually do at least one social media post, whether it be in my personal page, on my stories, in a Facebook group, somewhere on social media. So there's eyeballs seeing that I'm doing something with products or with the business. So I'm always doing something on social media. And then I'm always working in the messenger. Messenger. Everything's about messenger. Just reach out to people. And, in business, they say this takes like 3 to 12 reach outs. And so I'm a big believer in helping people. And so reach out. I probably reach out to about, minimum of about 5 a day of where I just say, hey, do you need help? And it might be business, it might be product. Usually, we all are connected to at least 1,000 people between our cell phones and email and social media. And so if you can't think of 5 people, I think to myself, if I can't think of 5 people a day to help, I need to get into another industry. But if I'm going to be in business, I'm reaching out to people. So social media, at least 5 reach outs a day. And then, my strength is very much on the business side. And so I'm often looking for business. I know this company isn't necessarily, all about just business. It's about the product and customers more, but my strength is more in helping business owners. So it just makes sense I attract business owners. So if you have business owners, like what I do with them is I just stay in contact with them. If I'm not hearing from them for like 2 days, I'm reaching out. How are you doing? What's going on? Because most people, what I find, makes me emotional. Most people just they're scared to ask for help. And so if we just build the bridge, they'll want the product, they'll want the business, they'll want the help. And so the one piece that I would say, the one thing that I do is I take care of myself first. I think all of us, we need to get up. I spend about 2 to 3 hours in the morning on rituals, routines, meditation, a bath, exercise, all the things that we talk about, I actually do. And I just think that it attracts people because they're like, oh, she's doing it. How's she healthy and have a business? I want it too. And so I walk the talk. I really believe in Modere's the pillars of the company. I love what Ozma yesterday talked about with compassion, and that this year my phrase is pure love in action. It's like the Jesus energy, the Buddha energy, and that's what she was talking about yesterday is compassion. It's like, don't think about the business and feel for people, do it.
Ah, amen. Look at that. All right, so here's some notes. So we heard the money is in the messenger. We heard reach out every day. We're going to drill a little deeper on this. Just helping humans, one post a day at least about your personal, your products, the business. Love all of it. And so let's drill down a little deeper. Right now, reaching out to people can be seen as opportunistic. So how are you more focused on the relationship as opposed to, being knowing that people are struggling right now? What are some of the things that you say? I know you said, "Hey, do you need help?" But are you working cold market, warm market? And again, if you could share some different approaches that you've made with people, assuming that's over in Messenger, and then do you take it over to a phone call and talk longer? Just give us drill down a little bit more on that.
Mm-hmm. I love this. This is actually probably the thing that people have the most struggle with is the simple reach out. It's the thing that stops everybody, right, of doing it. And so what I would say is, one, you've got to practice. You're not going to be perfect and great in the beginning, right? I know that. And I've made mistakes where I've talked too much. That's what we all do in the beginning is talk too much, tell people too much. So when I reach out in Messenger, what I do know is people right now are suffering with one of three things. Their health, they're worried about, their wealth, they're worried about, or their relationships. Either they're lonely or they don't want to be around the people in their house, So I know that already from a humanity standpoint. So I can, usually I'll reach out to people. Hey, how are you? How you doing through all of this? If they're a warm market. And then I can usually pick up on what they're saying in response. It's usually they've got a problem with they're worried about the health issue. They're worried about their job or money issue. They'll say it. People will, talk about the problems usually. They'll tell you, how are you? They'll complain. And so it's good. We want to know what the problems are so we can help them, right? And so then if it's the relationship people like, oh, I'm so stressed out or I'm overwhelmed or I'm lonely, we have community, right? I'm like, do you need community? Right? So I can help them with that. We can have a conversation about maybe they need community. Or if they're stressed out by the people in their life, maybe they need to focus on something else, right? This gives them something to focus on. So the warm market, usually I'm doing a phone call because I know those people. I always, though, do add tag message. I do the ATM system. I do what I'm told. It works because there's I can spew a bunch of information, but not as good as Modere does, right? So I put them in the Facebook group. If they're interested in the product group, if they're interested in the business group, I make sure to follow up with them and ask them what from the videos did they like best to kind of tap into what resonated with them. And then I'll do usually a phone call because most people, they don't talk on the phone nowadays. So if you've built this really sweet relationship in Messenger, usually people are happy to hop on the phone. And do voice messages in the Messenger as well, especially if you're real loving voice. Because I used to be a professor, so I can be very sharp with my language, very short and sharp in written form. I know that. So if I get on the phone and share on a Messenger, a voice and share my heart, how I care for them, they'll feel it differently. So it's huge. And then with cold market, so that's my warm market. I'm just like tapping in because everybody's struggling with something right now. I know that. And so I'm going to reach out and say, do you need help? If nobody responds, I don't care. They know I care. Even if they say nothing back, they know that I care about them because I tapped in, how are you? And so even if they don't buy now, even if they don't sign up now, they may in 6 months or a year, 2 years or 10 years. I don't care. I'm still going to reach out. That's my perspective on warm market. A lot of people have said to me before, thank you for being so persistent because now I have X, Y, and Z in my life. So that's huge, persistence with warm. Cold is really social media for me. I am taking, and I'm going to be honest, I almost can't even keep up at this point. I have to spend this weekend like catching up and trying to get more signups and all this. From the posts you are posting, David, and then other people are posting in different groups. The engagement posts, I think John Melton says we're professional conversation starters. And so I'm shocked by how many people respond to some of these messages. I've never seen them before. I have thousands of friends. I've never seen them comment, like, share. And one of these engagement posts, cold market, boom, I'm talking to them in Messenger, just like that. They work. The
So
engagement posts work.
take us through a conversation for you in Messenger, because I feel like for me it feels natural, but for somebody on the phone that maybe, it's cold market, they responded, and without it being spammy. Like, to me, I would look at their profile and I would say, "Oh wow, you're an esthetician. How long have you been doing that?" And then I might follow up with, "Wow, how's your business doing? Have you been impacted at all by what's going on right now?" That's just what I would do to kind of start the conversation. But what are you doing when you get an engagement post and you've got 100 comments and someone says, "Oh, my salon is closed," or whatever? Just take us through a normal conversation in Messenger.
I love what you said. What I like to think of, it's usually for me and my business, and everybody's a little different. It's usually maybe like 3 or 4 back and forths and not very much more. And it's real short. And what I would say is what I do best is I ask questions instead of telling people things. Like, I'm very interested in other humans. So just what you said, look at their profile. Do they have a new puppy that's licking their face? Mention it. I love your puppy. Oh my God, it's so adorable. How are you? I am a user of, and this won't work for everybody, but it'd be natural. I'm a user of like terms of endearment. So sweetheart, honey, chica. I say all those words naturally. So I use that, no problem. I'm like, "Hey chica, how you doing? I saw you're struggling with your esthetician business." So it's like a caring piece and then a specific piece for them. So it's kind of universal and then personal. Tap in. And then you're going to have to feel into what they say back. What I like to say is ask for permission before you make the offer. So I will, like, maybe we're going back and forth and saying, "How is your business? It's not doing so well." "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And then you say, "Would you like to learn more about, a business opportunity? Would you like to learn more about some ways to supplement your income during this tough time? Would you like to hear? Would you like me to share? Would you like me to da da da?" So I ask for permission before I give them anything. What I will say, I get a little bit bothered just because I do social media marketing. I get a little bit bothered when I see somebody send me something and they send me a link before we discussed the fact that I want you to send me a link. Do not send anybody a link unless you ask them if it's okay to send them a link. That's my biggest advice. Ask more questions than we talk. It's like, "Hey Sue, how are you?" "I'm struggling." "What are you struggling with?" "The business." "Do you want some help? I got some ideas for you." That's another one. "I've got some ideas for you. Do you want to chat?" Now, I'm going to give this one. I think this is something for everybody to write down at some point if they want to use it later. It's that when we want to get to that point where, how do you get them in the calendar to get on the phone? That'll also feel kind of weird and pushy, and you're not sure, like, "Hey, can we talk Tuesday at 2 or Friday at 5? That deal. So what I like to say is, what's your schedule typically like? And then it's up to them to talk and kind of say what's going on, and then we can kind of plug and chug a time. But if I right away, ask for a time, you'll get crickets sometimes. People freak out about you're trying to get to them. So I just ask for permission again. What's your schedule typically like? I'll say, "Let's chat, let's connect, let's do a phone call," very direct. And then I kind of back off and I say, "What's your schedule typically like?"
So, okay, so this is a great point. Is your goal to end up in a phone call with them? Or are you getting customers and new social marketers without ever talking on the phone? Because I think we're missing this piece, especially right now, where we're so fast with social media and there's so many leads and we're talking to so many people, and we forget that piece of like, wait, let me just connect with this human being on the phone and give them that warm fuzzy. Let me get to know somebody before we dive in, almost like dating a little bit.
I love that you said that, because let's just be honest. If we've got somebody on our team as a social marketer, we're going to be with them for a while, hopefully, right? Potentially decades. We better check them out first. Do we want them on our team? Like, let's just be honest. Like, we don't want to bring somebody out. We will, but we need to know what we're getting into, right? Because they are like dating. They're on your team. They're part of you're going on trips together. You're doing all this cool stuff for the next decades. So I love that you compared that. It's interesting. What I would say, every single social marketer that I've signed up, I've talked to on the phone. The reason is people feel very disconnected and unsupported, period, in the world. Okay. They're over. And so I just want them to feel my love is really like, I'm here for you. You know, the three-way chats, you know, Dr. Sherry, I want to give her mad props. Like she's really supported me. You know, Linda, my upline, I got some just amazing badass women that I'm connected to. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Like, whoo. Sorry, I got sidetracked there, giving gratitude. Customers with products, I haven't always had to talk to. Some of them, for example, who want to know more about liquid biocell, really like, I have really science geeky friends because I'm into fascia and connective tissue. And so they'll want to learn more. So they might want to hop on a call. But like, I've had other people buy products around weight loss and like cleansing and all sorts of stuff. And they don't want to necessarily talk to me. They just want to click the button and buy the product and have it sent to them with ease. So for me as a business coach, I want to talk to all my social marketers. Now, if for some reason they want to sign up and go for it and not talk to me, that's okay. Like I'm golden. I'm whatever everybody wants to do. But I think reaching out and doing the phone calls and using your support of your team, like the more we are in this together, the more everybody wins, right? So I love the phone calls. I'm a big proponent of that.
Yeah. Love it. So I'm going to bring Dr. Sherry in. So tell us how your three-way chats are working. Are you doing a three-way text? Are you doing a three-way chat in Messenger? And then just talk about a typical chat. And then does it get to a phone call where you're doing a three-way call? Take us through that from that perspective.
Yeah, sure. Actually, I just want to acknowledge Johanna, who just signed up 2 social marketers yesterday because we've been doing this, right? And so she's going to be ranking up under Leela this month. And it's really, it's really working. And with the messenger chat, because Leela has been so great working with her team, and she's got a lot of all new team members running, right? And they're all using me, and it's working. And so what they're doing is having the conversation, but they're not trying to be the expert. So if it's a product question, Leela's got all the science, she's got that down, she's going to use me. But also they know that I'm very strong in the business, you know, especially for other service providers. So for example, Johanna connected me yesterday. We had done, I hadn't even met Suzanne, who's a new social marketer. So welcome to the team. And so we hopped on Messenger, and just for a little quick, you know, what time can we schedule a call? And we did a physical call yesterday. And I'm so excited because Suzanne actually coaches, she's a massage therapist who coaches other massage therapists, and they're all freaking out right now. I literally started crying knowing the impact that our business is going to have, right? And then the other thing is when people have product questions, we get their questions answered. So when we hop in, I'm like, hey, it's so nice to meet you. And what's great about Messenger, because I'm seeing patients, I'm being a mom, I'm running my Modere business, we can all check in when we don't have to align everyone at the same time. And we're working in different time zones. So what's wonderful about it, if someone has a product question or like, hey, what's the comp plan or what document should I send? It's all being done in Messenger. And then that person who is the potential new, and this is customer or social marketer, but that potential social marketer is actually learning how to do the business as we're working in Messenger, because they're seeing how we're answering the questions. And then I can say, no, you need to have, I could be like, oh, you should talk with, Leela with that, or I might bring in the other upline, whatever we need. And there's like no pressure. It's like, I want to make sure that you have every single question answered so that you feel comfortable about your choice. And I'll tell people, I am so glad you're doing your due diligence. That's so important. You know, like I know this is an alignment, but you've got to feel that it's in alignment. So there's absolutely no pressure. There's no urgency. You know, right now there's urgency because people want to replace their income. And I love what Johanna said, because I was like, I'm helping people with a lifeboat. She's like, shoot, I want a luxury yacht. Because I was going to say cruise ship. I'm like, that is a negative concept. I go, I love it. We're giving them a luxury yacht because Modere has everything. It's a done for you business that you can plug in to a client list. Just so, but that's how we're working in Messenger. And then, you know, we make sure, and then the person who, if we get it moved over to a call or a Zoom, because we're doing Zoom too. So we're doing Zooms, we're doing physical calls, but mostly we're using Messenger, then moving to Zoom or a physical call. And I really like the Zoom.
Let me stop you right there. So what are you doing on a Zoom? So you're over there in Messenger having a great chat. Obviously, if they're in the chat, they're very interested. They're kind of testing the waters to see what kind of support they're going to get if they want to work with you, and how's it going. So how does it get from, but what are you doing on a Zoom?
So when we move it to a Zoom, that's so they can get, like, we will give them information to review. So say they wanted the science info, say they wanted videos to watch, say they wanted the comp plan. I'm not going to spend my time doing that. We have the tools. We have too many people right now. We have to leverage our time. So we give them the tools, and then they come back, because I don't need to regurgitate that. It's all there. And then I will answer questions. So, and they'll often ask me, like, how am I, you know, using this with patients if it's a server alert? How is it impacted? How is my team doing? And I'm able to be very authentic and real. And I'm able to show them the vision, because people want to know how they can make money. So I love having people forward the little blue square that has the promoter ranks and how much money you can make, because it makes it very simple. People can see in one shot and they know it's a real business. And then on that call, we get all their questions answered. And then I turn, because, you know, the person who we scheduled the Zoom with introduces me. I edify them on how lucky they are to be with this person and how awesome. But I really, just like Leela, I'm connecting heart to heart with people, because people need this so bad. People are in need, and we can help them. So I am really connecting at a human level, and then answering all their questions, you know, and giving them, it's really about belief building, because that's all it is. They want it. They just need to know that this isn't a scam, that it's for real, you know. And Modere, we have such an amazing company, and we have Ozma. I mean, I'll often say to the upline that we're doing the call, this person needs to see the video with Ozma, have them review this, because then they're very secure in their choice and they're ready to go. Does that make sense? And that's how we yeah. And then I often will hop off the Zoom when they're done with me so that they can get enrolled. And so the follow-up is with the person who scheduled the Zoom. And so we moved it from Messenger to Zoom or the phone call, and then they're enrolling.
So let's drill down right now, Leela. So I did a live on this the other day just to kind of attract, I actually shared it in we have a local Rancho Cucamonga news group that's like 25,000 people. I noticed that they did a post saying, you know, they normally don't allow you to do business posts in the community forum. But they did a post where they're like, hey, we realize there's a lot of businesses that need some help right now. And they shouted it out. So everyone was posting their links. I actually went one step further. I did a live and I said, attention, you know, cosmetologists, dermatologists, you know, yoga instructors, Pilates, blah, blah, blah. Anyone with a list or a customer database, you know, here's how to leverage, you know, your database and your relationships. And I posted that in the group, and they actually allowed it. I'm like, this is going to be deleted in 5 seconds. But what I did was I friend requested the moderator of the entire group. There's like 25,000 in the group. And I sent a message and I said, you know, I think his name was Keith or something. Hey, Keith, I just want to thank you so much for allowing us today to share our businesses in the forum. It means a lot to so many of us. And he replied with a thumbs up, basically meaning like, I'm probably not going to delete it, which is great. But Leela, if you can talk from a business perspective about right now, how can we approach people with lists, with professionals, you know, again, without being too salesy or opportunistic? So what are some exact lines like exact verbiage that you can use if you're cold marketing somebody that, you know, is one of these people that has been impacted. You know, if you're not friends with them, but you see, oh wow, they're a massage therapist, like take us through a basic rapport building and how you can share taking their list and their customer database and like monetizing it with our business.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing is reaching out to this person. You know, I have a person in mind that I'm thinking about right now. So I'll just kind of tell you what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do it after this because why not? I would say, hey girl, I know you're a massage therapist. How you doing? That's it. Because she could be doing great. She could have a trust fund and be fine.
Yeah, you're not even going as far as even a quote unquote script or a question. You're literally just asking how you doing. I know you're a massage therapist, so you're pointing it specifically at what she's doing, and then how you doing. Just very simple. I mean, it couldn't be simpler.
Yeah, if you could in each message include something personal and universal, you're more likely to be able to connect with that human. Because if it's too personal, they feel like you're, especially a cold person. If you say, hey, you're a massage therapist, do you need my help? They're like, whoa, it's too personal. But if it's just say, hey, how are you? It's too universal. It's like,
yeah. So you're adding some heart. See, one of the things that I've struggled with is being too direct, you know, because it's just like that whole heart thing. And do you ever throw in compliments, like I think you said about the puppy? So you're going to go on their feed and you're going to take, you know, maybe some compliments, or, oh my gosh, your daughter's so cute. I saw you're a massage therapist. How are things, you know, how you doing?
yeah, if you can start every message with, well, maybe not every going back and forth, but in the beginning with gratitude. As a speaker, so I speak on stages, and I think, you know, everybody, you know, who knows this, speaks on stages, you pay gratitude to the stage, the event, the people there who are giving their time to watch you. I mean, that's all we have, right? So it's like massive gratitude. So if you can really, if you're living in a state of gratitude, it's easy. Now, if you're not living in a state of gratitude all the time, it's going to be a little harder to pull it out of your, you know what, but you're going to have to practice. Find something to be thankful for. So for example, with you, I might go, thank you for posting your puppy pictures during a time like this. It makes me so happy right now. Thank you. I see you're a massage therapist. How you doing, babe? So gratitude, personal, you know, touch point, and then universal. And then in the end of the day, like if somebody doesn't respond to that, it's not meant to happen right then. That's it. And it's all okay. We're in a business is a numbers game a lot of times. It's an alignment game, but it's also a numbers games because, you know, we just got to touch base with people, touch base. The service leaders like you are, it's hard for us because we want to be direct because we want to help so many people. So we have to pause and breathe and slow down and get into that heartfelt place, knowing there's no rush here. One human at a time. That's it. One at a time. And I think that's kind of what happens. People start reaching out and getting all overwhelmed because they're trying to manage 20 different people and nobody's, you know, coming back, and just one at a time, heartfelt. And then that they say, oh man, I'm struggling. This is hard. I don't know what I'm going to do about feeding my cat this week. Whatever their issue is, right? You want to show compassion. Like Asma mentioned yesterday, compassion means being with that other person's suffering, not being in it, but being with them, observing and acknowledging it. Like, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry you're struggling. I'm sorry you're not sure where you're going to get your cat food, your toilet paper, whatever the thing is, right? Like just acknowledge their pain because that's where they are right now. We got to meet people where they are. Acknowledge the pain. Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay? And then for me, what I would do is the first thing I would say next is I have some ideas for you. I have an idea for you. I don't even say anything about product or business or anything. It's just an idea. I have an idea for you. Do you want me to share? Ask for permission. I have an idea. Do you want me to share?
Leela, I love that. My little 3-year-old comes to me all the time and he says, Dad, I have a great idea. And even though I know he's going to be stringing a piece of tape with a cord and taping on the wall, I'm like, let me hear your great idea. Human nature wants to hear the end of the story. Like if you say I have a great idea, who's going to say no to that? I mean, at least they're going to hear you out. But if you were to say, are you open to some great ideas? Now you've just taken it to the script. Now you've turned it into, okay, this guy's obviously trained on sales, or this woman just wants to sell me something. But you just say, I have a great idea. That is brilliant. And the questions and all that. Leela, can you we're riffing on you today, but like I hope you're all adding value. Raise your hand if you guys are getting crazy, massive value out of this. Oh my gosh, like this is so good. I mean, this is it too. Like I woke up, last night I went to bed and I was like, in my prayers, I'm like, please help me be inspired tomorrow for our team. And it's like, God just has a way of like putting the right people in our path at the right time. And Leela, like you are that right now this morning for all of us. So we appreciate the energy that you're giving us right now. The last thing I'll ask from you is, two things. And by the way, the authenticity here is off the charts because we didn't give you anything to prepare. So what that means is, one, you're a total rock star, and two, it's authenticity, right? If I have a conversation with you, you don't have to think about, oh, what did Ray Higdon say? I'm not bashing on him. I'm just saying, like, you're not having to go to the training you just did, over here. You're coming, you just know how to do it. So here's the question. First thing is, take us through a little bit of your DMO, right? We talked about it a little bit at the top, but I know a lot more people jumped on. So just a very quick basic DMO, right? What's your daily method? You mentioned, you'll reach out to at least, 5 people. How many, how do you hold yourself accountable? Number one is your DMO. And number two, how do you juggle the Modere business? Because right now what I see is everybody that showed up, like yesterday we had 50 people, today we have 25. So what that tells me is that either people already feel like they already got everything they need to know, or they're still sleeping, or or they just don't want it bad enough to come on and like, because whoever's missing this is missing, like I've got 2 pages of just awesomeness from this. And so how do you prioritize your Modere business right now when people are literally trying to figure out, how they're going to pay, how they're going to feed their cat, or how they're going to take care of 3 kids that are now home 24/7, and try to juggle multiple streams of income, different things. Go.
First off, step 1 is be a product of the product. Like I said, I get up every day and I take care of myself for about 2 to 3 hours before I even start my day. I have a big business that I run. I serve a lot of humans. And it is important to serve thyself before you serve others. You come with a full cup or you do not come, because you're going to half-ass it. Excuse my language. So that's first. I do my liquid collagen in the morning. I do all my little products. I get myself ready. So that's the first step of my daily. And I'm really like, I want to like really point this out, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot get the results you want, period. It's everything. The body is everything. That's why I'm so passionate about this company and this business and everything. We have to live our talk, right? So that's step 1. Get up, take care of yourself, do your routines. And then I have women, for example, and everybody here probably does too, where they only have like maybe 1 hour or maybe 90 minutes a day for the business. That's all they have. Maybe 60 to 90 minutes a day. That's it. Because they're moms, their full-time job, they got a husband, they got a house, they got all these things, and that's all they have. So I think to myself, so I watch them and I'm like, if they can do it in 60 minutes to 90 minutes a day, why can't I? So time. The calendar is key. If we're not using the calendar, if we're not having a routine, humans, the brain, our physical form, we like routine. We're really good if we're in routine. So I would say, for me, what I do is I do my Modere business primarily in the morning, because I'm a morning person. So you find the time of your, I suggest finding the time of the day where you have the most energy for this business, and that is the time of the day you do it. Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. So take care of yourself. I take care of myself. I block off time. I reach out to minimum of 5 people a day. And it may not be like a link even. It may just be a touch point. Hey, how are you? I'm starting a relationship maybe. I might not even be sending a link or ad tag messaging 5 people a day. It's just 5 reach outs, touching other humans. It might be somebody I'm following up with from 6 months ago or something that I haven't talked to in a while. Like just 5 people a day. And then at least one social media post a day related to product, business, lifestyle, something like that. So social media, 5 people a day, use the calendar, block off time. You don't need a lot of time to do this business and make a bunch. You just don't. The way it's set up, you spend an hour a day even, be golden. If you spend 2 hours a day, be platinum. So that's really, I think it's really simple. I've been doing social media marketing for a number of years, and I know I'm more comfortable with it than most people. So Modere gives you what to say. Like you don't even have to think about it if you're not good at social media marketing. Just do it. Just put a post up and do it. And so that's my biggest advice. Just a little bit, take care of yourself, a little bit of time, social media post, and then most of my time. So then if I do something in the morning and I have some people interested, like in the afternoon, I might be in Messenger for like a half hour chatting with people, maybe an hour, or maybe I need to get a 3-way chat with Dr. Sherry or somebody set up that afternoon. But usually it's just, as long as I do everything, in the morning, all of the pieces will unfold. Now, if you're a busy person, do this business in the morning before the day gets at you. That's my biggest advice, because the day will get at you and you'll make excuses that you can't do it. We've all done it. So don't let the day get you, you get your day. And then the second question was, what was the second question? I forgot.
You're muted. David, you're muted.
Sorry. I think you kind of covered it, but with all the other things going on right now, with, what do you say to, a single mom who's got 3 kids 24/7, who barely has any sanity? How are you juggling your other businesses and your need to make money when the business right now requires vision? We call this the 2020 vision call. I mean, that's what we're doing, but how do you have that vision when maybe you don't have the confidence yet? You haven't built up, you haven't made a sale yet, or you haven't signed somebody up in 6 months, or maybe your business has dropped a little bit and you're like losing faith. How do you say, this is how I should be spending my time? Motivate yourself, but also just again, time block, around crazy busy schedules and distractions.
Yeah, I love this. And this is something that we can mention, I think, on the 3-way chats. This will be good insight. Vision, you mentioned. We've got to help people with vision, because people are stuck in their current problems and they can't see vision. So there's 2, I'm not an NLP practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming, but I know two lines that work for people to help them with vision. One is, what would it be like? So what would it be like to have an at-home business? What would it be like to feel healthy every day? What would it be like to grow a business with community and always have support every single day? So what would it be like? And then the other is, imagine if you could, imagine if you could have really smooth skin. Imagine if you could have an extra $500 in the bank every month coming to you, and you don't have to work more than an hour a day. Imagine if and what if you could are 2 ways to help people with vision. And really, like you said, this is a 2020 vision call. That's really our job. In the end of the day, it's not even about the products and the business and it's the why. Why do you want to do this? And that's what we do on these 3-way chats. I think we answer questions, but really we go like, what is it that you want? And let's take people out like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, maybe even 5 years, depending on the person. Like we might be able to take people, where do you want to be in 5 years? Maybe they want a lake house. Maybe they want to move to Cuba. Like who knows? Everybody has dreams that we have no idea, but if we don't ask, they're not going to even believe in them. So we got to ask the people about their dreams, and then we have to stay committed to their dreams more than they are until they're committed to their dreams as much as that we are.
Well, congratulations, Leela. You are now going to be a regular guest on our 2020 vision call. You've just totally inspired all of us. So let's give her a big round of applause. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We love you. We thank you for that. We have about 12 minutes before we wrap up. And so I wanted to thank Leela so much for all those tips. Those are so great. This has been so helpful. I did want to just do a little bit of a quick, team recognition here as we do this. And then I was going to ask Lauren to recap, our promo that we covered yesterday, just for anybody that maybe didn't hear it. But first, I know Dr. Sherry, I know on your team, you've got some great new people. And of course, Leela, since your mics are open, if you want to, and anybody that has new team members, I'd like you to just go ahead and raise your hand and let's welcome any new team members that are here. I'll start. I want to welcome Roxy Artsy, who is new, who I enrolled, who is a person that I built a relationship with about a year ago through social media. She was a cold market. I started messengering her, getting to know her, adding tons of value. We ended up meeting up at a coffee bean. I added more value. We talked for an hour. Wasn't the right time at that point. And then we actually went to lunch, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago. And I thought, oh, for sure, this is the right time now. We just had lunch and it still wasn't the right time. And then when she finally decided the right time was this week, she thanked me for not giving up on her. So many people are just trying to make a sale. So many people are just trying to hit their numbers, which we all know it is a numbers game, but so many people are more concerned about just getting the promotion, getting the trip, doing the stuff, and we forget the heart. Like, how can we hold their hand? The time might not have been ready for her, or the time might not have been ready for me. Maybe I couldn't have supported her the way that I can now. So I just want to welcome Roxy, and it means the world that you got your first lead, and I know you're just getting started, but keep that positive spirit and that hope and that consistent DMO. And I hope this call, Roxy, has, I know she's on the phone, and I know this call has hopefully inspired you as it's inspired me. So with that, Leela and Sherry, I'll let you welcome any new team members you have, and then just raise your hand, guys, if you have new team members.
Yeah, and I just want to welcome Ginger Eby to the team. I'm so excited. She is a women's pelvic specialist, so it's really awesome to have her on the team. And I'm going to allow Leela to introduce Johanna's new social marketer.
Yeah, Dave, that really made me tear up. What you said about, really caring about the humans, like really caring about the humans, the individuals are signing up is so beautiful. I want to say, big props to Johanna for, rocking it lately and really putting the energy in, really staying really committed to helping people. I want to give shout out to Michelle for getting new customers this month, because she's really rocking it. She now has extra time on her hands to build more. And then I want to welcome Suzanne Ecker and Melissa Balazan as well. And these two women mean a lot to my heart as well. And so I'm just excited to support everybody and just bring you on the team and help you out.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Barbara, I know you have a new team member, so maybe you just walked away, maybe not. But please welcome your new team member on the team. Congrats on your new business partners.
Thank you so much, David. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great and look great.
Well, I don't know about looking great, but anyways, yes. I've got a couple girls. One I just, signed up yesterday, but it was a top producer in real estate that I've been talking to on and off for probably the last 5 years. And how I got her finally is I talked to her, we were going to get together, and then all of a sudden with the coronavirus, I just sent her Margie's biz op, and she hit me right back and said, I want more information. And this was a girl that was a top realtor, so busy doing everything else, thought she had no time for this. And now she's real excited because she understands that the recession comes and then it goes and then it comes back again. And she feels the same way I do. If you're going to work hard in something, why not work hard in something that gives you leverage, residual income? And so she's very, very excited about this. I was on the phone with her 2 hours going over a training, and I think she's going to be dynamite. And she has her list together, and together we're going after a lot of the top producers because they're all stuck at home. The real estate market here has really changed with the interest rates being so low. Our real estate was flying off the market. Now it's like with my daughter that's very much involved. She has 10 closings coming up, and all 10 of them are trying to get out of their deals because they're scared about what's happening. And then she has a lot of listings, and on all her listings, you know, people want to take them off the market because they don't want people coming through their house. So if anybody has any real estate agents, I'd be happy to do a three-way with them or whatever. And they should be going after the real estate agents because they're used to working and they're all on a commission basis. And who knows how long this is going to last. They're all pretty, you know, up on as far as the social retail, as far as how to do it. And, you know, those are the people to going after because we want younger people coming in because they understand the ad tag and message. They understand how to do it. And now's the time to get them all in because people are really, really hurting.
Barbara, we're so limited on time. Can you tell us how we should be approaching realtors? What's one question we can talk to a realtor? Because I had a guy commenting on my post. He's telling me the real estate market is great right now, which I found that a little hard to believe. But what's a good one-liner if I take that over to Messenger? What's a question I can ask a realtor?
Well, it might have been great last week. It's not great this week. So I would say, you know, Joe, how's everything going in the, real estate market? How are you doing? Are your deals staying together? If you could change one thing in your business, what would it be? Would you like to do something that you can do while you're staying at home now, where you can make an extra, income?
Very cool. So that's a great peeking question. Thank you so much, Barbara. We love you.
Love you too, honey. And you're adorable.
Thank you. All right, Kelly, I know you have a rank advancement on your team. I'll let you just go ahead right now.
Oh, hey, I don't know if Lisa's on the call. I didn't see if she's on here yet, but she was talking to somebody. She's had a customer, I think they've been a customer for like a year. And so she just welcomed her via our groups last night. So I need to check because I don't want to screw up her name, to be honest. I was going to have her introduce her, but I don't think she's on the call because I haven't actually met her myself yet. She just did it last night.
The story is she was a customer that decided to join the business.
Yeah, she was a customer that decided to join the business. So I'd like for her to welcome her just because I haven't met her myself yet. But just congratulations anyways. I don't think she's on here yet.
Let's do that next week. And I know you had, was it Whitney who hit bronze too?
Oh, and Whitney. Yeah, Whitney also hit bronze and she's really new. She's only like been a month on Sean's team. So those are the two right now that we have going on. And Sean, of course, last month did a great job. He hit bronze and senior consultant in the same month. So he did amazing.
Love it. Double rank up. Well, let's be sure, guys, if there's one thing that I'm taking away, let's please get in the routine of just every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. Let's get everybody on this thing. Can raise your hand if you guys can we commit to this every week to support each other, guys? Can we do this? Because if we don't, I will, all right? Because if we don't support each other, like what I've got just today only has just been epic. So let's commit. Every Saturday now we've got a routine. It's the same invite. Let's all get everybody, new people, and we're going to have a special guest every week. So be thinking of who is a rock star like Leela that just has a lot of value to add to all of us collectively. And let's learn from each other. This is the only way we're going to all move forward. All right, so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lauren Robin to do a quick recap and send us home because we have a 9 a.m. call for the other team that's got Ozma and it's got Margie on it. So we want to make sure we can jump on that call. They always start a couple minutes late, so we've got probably 5 minutes before. So Lauren, take it away. Close us out with a happy motivational thought and our recap of the promotions.
Hey, first I just want to shout out to Leela and Dr. Sherry. Amazing today. I mean, this has been one of the best trainings and very spontaneous. And like David said, incredibly authentic and real, just super, super amazingness, awesomeness. So thank you both. And Ozma did a live yesterday. If you haven't seen her live, it's worth it. It's about 15 or 16 minutes. It's going to recap what I'm going to recap real quick. We have just seconds here. So for limited time only, guys, we are doubling down on our Smart Ship and Save. Incredible. That means if you have 1 to 4 items, You were originally getting 5%, now you're gonna get 10. 5 to 7 items, you were getting 10, now you're gonna get 20%. And 8 items or more, this is amazing, 15% before, 30% now. And what's really cool about this, guys, and this is so important, is we don't get penalized for this commissionable value of this promotion. So you're still gonna get paid what you would have made prior to this promotion, which is so incredibly generous of the company. So take some time. We'll repost the frequently asked questions in the team pages, but go through it. Take the time to watch Ozma, because she's going to give you that real level of confidence that you need to just prove what's happening right now. Modere has not missed any shipments. Modere is on track for everything. They're keeping the corporate employees safe. Amazing company. After you watch her, you're going to feel even more excited about what's happening here. So I just want to congratulate everybody for an amazing week. David, thank you for all you do. Amazing training this morning, guys. Love you. And keep on keeping on, right?
All right, everybody. I just posted the link for the team call right now on Freedom Legacy. I tagged it as the announcement, so it's the top post. So just go to Freedom Legacy and let's dial in and get some more inspiration. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Lauren.
And if you don't have the link for the call for Ozma and Margie right now, it's posted on all the team pages and in the chats. If you need it, just text us. Bye, guys.